What's good, boys? It's y'all boy Sway coming back with another banger. A quick video for y'all today. I'll be showcasing how y'all can make your beats 20 times harder with simple steps such as arrangements, sound effects, transitions, all that good stuff. I'll be going through all that in today's video. So enough talking, let's just get right into it. Alright, so I got a quick haircut, so back at it. I'm gonna start off with a loop. Alright, so I got this loop that I made the other night. It's this West Coast loop. Try to listen to how each sound complements each other. Yeah, that's hard. Now I already done it here, but as you notice, especially with the bass, piano bass, and the church bell, they create a lot of tension. They especially mix well with the Reese bass, sub bass, something lower. So I always recommend adding a low end bass if you're making trap beats, especially so you can make it more harder, and adding some church bells or some tension. Not just church bells, but sound effects. Like it could be this. I use this a lot. It could be this, drones. Just some hard effects. Like I could add this right here. So try to add a little bit more effect, even some reverse effects. And especially adding cymbals, especially before they drop, that's always a gem. Transition. Alright, time for the drums. Now the first rule of having very hard beats, pause, is to have a good sound selection. Now that goes for both ways, melody wise and drum wise. You want to make sure you have good sounds that complement well each other. With the melody, you want to find a good bass or a good counter melody sound. Same thing with the drums. Now you're definitely wondering, how do I know if I have a good sound selection? What makes a good sound selection? All that is very subjective. Like as in music, everything is subjective, just like everything in life is subjective. I may think one sound is good while you may think it's bad, or 20 people may like this one thing and I may be the only person who may not like it. It's just over time and experience that you learn what works well with each other, and you develop an ear of good sound selection. A good way to learn more about this is studying your favorite songs. Study how the melody sounds, try to look up how it was made, and then study the drums. Listen to it closely and then try to reference it to other sounds and how they're alike and how they're similar. Really focus on one specific sound in the song. Start learning how it's played, how it sounds. Start basically digest the song. When it comes to drums, could take the safe option and just use the same generic trap drums. That works, by the way, that you hear in every hip-hop trap song, and how all the drums sound very similar. They're using the Z808 or the spins. Now those are basically like the industry go-to sounds, I guess you can say. But what would really catch someone's ear is if the drums are really different, like something they've never heard before, like a snare they've never heard before, like a very manipulated snare with mad reverb and like all that good stuff. Something that sounds different is very memorable. Now that being said, if you're going to be different for the sake of only being different, that's not good enough. I actually heard that quote in Shark Tank, because usually you're going to be overreaching something, and then you're going to be basically overthinking something, just trying to sound different just for the sake of being different, and that will actually do you more bad than good. Yeah, don't try to overdo it. Don't try like Kenny Beats, don't overthink it, just make it. But yeah, it's always good to experiment with new sounds and everything. And just because you also may not like your beat or your melody does not mean that other people do not like it as well. I remember I posted this cringy ass TikTok video and I thought it was horrible, but people liked it, and I don't even know, bro. But yeah, that's just to show you to put your content out there. So for the drums, I'm just gonna go for what sounds the hardest. Pause. In this case, I'm gonna go to the homie Prod by Infinite, go to drum kit, Straight Fire. We're gonna go for that West Coast bounce you already know. So for the velocity, just gonna put one low for every other note. We're gonna go for that clap. So Alt plus U. And then I'm gonna go for the second tick. I usually add 2 hi-hats, 1 2-step and then 1 4-step. Usually creates that bounce, Oh yeah, I need that DJ scratch. You already know I need that. I'll be leaving the link down in the description if you're interested in copying Infinite's kit. Straight fire, man. A good tip when trying to make room for artists, when you want to add more sounds like different perks and different stuff playing at different, you should try to leave some room. Try to leave some room in the 808 to include some of those patterns. So like right here, that's when I play the perk. Nah, I could have just done like this. Can't really hear that way when compared to this. You try to leave some pockets in other drums so you can complement other ones. Remember to add some of the sound effects. Try to leave some space in the drums before the drop. And then try to cut out some part of the drums right here. Create more of like a tension. Now for the build up, I like to just only have the percussion playing without the kick. And then take part of the drop out. And then take a little bit of the drum pattern before the drop. And the transition comes in. Alright boys, but that basically be it. Conclusion, try to find a good sound selection. Just keep experimenting. Study some of your favorite sounds and what they have in common. Just keep making beats, keep experimenting. The best teacher is experience. So with each beat you make, you're gonna get better. You'll start figuring out what works with what. I'm be leaving a link down in the description below for Infinite's go-to drum kit. Straight fire. If you guys have any suggestions on what videos you want to see next, make sure you leave them down below. We're so close to 500 followers on my Insta. Make sure you follow me on IG_SwayFlow. But yeah, I would love to know what you guys think about the video. Leave your comments down below. Been your boy Sway, and I'll see you in the boys' next one. Deuce.